Hey guys, so ActionTiles came out with a new awesome update that allows us to add images as our panel backgrounds now and be able to change the gradient and the blur of that and all sorts of other customizations to tiles as well. So let's go ahead and jump into this new update and check it out. What's up guys, it's Drew from Taylor Tech, and on this channel we do smart home tech reviews, installations, and DIY guides. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. And hey, at any time check out the video description down below for show notes and product links for everything mentioned in this video. Also want to give a shout out and thank you to ActionTiles for sponsoring this video. You can find more information about them down in the description box below as well. So let's quickly go through just a few of the new updates. The color picker is now an RGB color wheel with hue and opacity adjustments. You can change the actual gradients for panel backgrounds and tile backgrounds. So like I mentioned, you can add images to the backgrounds for the panels, but also for the tiles themselves with the option to add blur and change the opacity. For those images, you can choose a stock image that they offer, or you can simply use a URL to link back to just about any image you find online. Another new part of this update that I thought was really cool was actual different panel styles you can add, which actually brings animation within the actual tiles. You can have them breathe, blink, bounce, nudge, pulse, shake, spin fast, and vibrate. And then you can add an icon effect on top of that, such as glow or fade. I find the glow to be very helpful to make something pop out at you in an instant when you need to see something important on the screen. So now let's go ahead and get a little bit more detailed and show you how to get some of this set up, just to give you guys an idea of how easy it is to set up these image backgrounds and a few other things. I've got my Fire HD8 here, probably the most popular tablet out there for using ActionTiles with. I will have a link to one down in the description below if you're interested in picking one of them up. And my preferred way to set up any ActionTiles panel is with a second computer or a second phone or something like that. I have my laptop here, and as you can see, I have the panel builder here on this screen, and I have the actual panel in front of me. And that's the best way that I have found to edit any kind of ActionTiles panel. So as you can see, I threw together a quick panel here with an image already on the background and some of the tiles opacity levels down and the colors to kind of match the image background so it kind of blends in a little bit better. I didn't want it to make it look like it was standing out too much. You can still see that it's a cityscape at night, kind of dark themed here. As you can see, the back door sensor just opened. I've got a glow behind it, and now that it's closed, it went back into more of a faded, blend in with the background kind of vibe there. I actually wasn't planning that. There it goes again. So I don't know what they're doing upstairs, but opening and closing the door for sure. So I'm going to show you the builder here. If I go to my themes, I have this theme called Test Theme, and I have this background image here from Pexels, which is just an image hosting site. I will show you real quick. If I go to pexels.com, you can simply search for anything you want. They have all kinds of things here. This is just a suggestion site. Recommend picking something in landscape, right click, and then copy link address. And I always like to test it in a new tab. If I do Control V, you can see that it does end in JPEG. So if I go ahead and copy that and paste it here, you will see that we have a new background now. So going back to my themes, the main page here, you can see that we can change the blur and the opacity of this image that we have. So if I do 50% blur, all right, I had to plug in my computer. All right, where were we? So if you want to change the blur, for example, you can go ahead and put on a 50% blur. As you can see, it softens the image a little bit, obviously there. You can change the opacity. We can add a gradient if we want to change that a little bit, and here we can change the background image for the tile itself if you're interested in that. This is where you can add your opacity change and your gradient, or your hue here, sorry, and this is where you can change your opacity to make it less visible. And this is just for info tiles and normal tiles here, whereas if we wanted to change, say, for an accent, we wanted to make it a little bit brighter here, just like you saw when the door opened. I have it set for a little bit less opacity here and a little bit brighter, different color so it'll pop a little bit more. And then if something is, you know, like a warning, there's a backdoor sensor again there, as you can see, opened up, it brightened up, and I've got that glow behind it, so it catches my eye right away. And that is this warn here. So if I click on this color picker, it's red and it's almost got almost full opacity there. So now let's go ahead and jump into the individual tile settings for the animations and the effects. As we saw with the backdoor sensor, when it did open, we saw that background glow, and we did have the warn tile intention there where it turned red, but we also had that background glow. So let me show you how to do that. We have to do that within the individual tile settings. So if we go to my panels, I go to test panel here, oops, edit that, and if we go to that individual tile, which is the backdoor sensor, here it is, tile settings. So here's where you can see that it's glowing when the sensor is open. We can change this tile icon to just about anything we want, and the tile intention, we wanted it to be worn, so it does turn red, as we saw in the My Theme section. And I didn't have an animation set up for this particular instance, and for the effect we just need to select glow. And then for when the door sensor is closed, it is normal, and we have it faded like that. For we can still see what it is, but it is faded, so we can still see that background image, so it's not right in our face. So let's go ahead and check out that animation for one of these lights here. As you can see, the kitchen dome is on, so let's go ahead and change the tile settings here for that. We'll go to animation, and when the switch is on, we'll have it, let's do bounce. I'm just gonna pick one here. You can mess around with this yourself, of course. And we'll have it glow. So if we save that, this is what it'll do, and there it goes. So you can see that kitchen dome light is bouncing around there, really trying to get our attention, which I think is an awesome upgrade to this new update and allows us to add a lot more customization.
Everybody, can you feel the groove? Grab somebody, let it go. Ooh, everybody, can you feel the groove? Grab somebody.
Alright guys, that's all I had for this one. Thank you to ActionTiles again for sponsoring this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like down below and consider subscribing, and I will see you guys in the next one.